Hey, what's up? Nick here. So today we are looking at Marvel Daredevil. This is from the Netflix series. This video comes to you from Mezco, their 112 Collective Pose, Play, Display. Here's the box. It's one of their normal boxes where it slides upward for you to see the figure underneath. There's nothing underneath right now because he's already been pulled out for you guys to take a look at. On the back it shows you what you get. You get the figure, a second head, 6 interchangeable hands, a base, a posing post, and one set of billy clubs, and a couple pictures at the bottom to show you what you can do with them. So let's take a look at them. We'll start off with the base, which actually is pretty nice. A little smudgy whenever I touch it. But normally I don't like, I'm not a big fan of the words written underneath it, but this one actually works. It works because this is the typical logo for the Netflix Daredevil, so it actually looks pretty nice. I like that. So let's get to the figure. First impressions, I am not too thrilled with him. Let's get this billy club out. I had it in there just to check it out first. All right. Let's start off with the head. His face looks a little chubby to me. And I'm just being flat out honest. I don't know what was going on here. The face, the cowl, and the head part looks spot on. I'm happy with that part. It's this face here that I'm not too thrilled with. I don't know if they're really they maybe should have given him like a 5 o'clock shadow. He always looks a little bit grungy. This looks a little too smooth. Maybe it's a bit of a baby face. Maybe like if it was like just pinched a little bit more. I don't know, but that face does not. I don't know. Something about it isn't working for me. Costume overall looks nice. Something's off here. I'm not sure what it is, but something feels off up here. The costume itself is a bit baggy. I'll go over articulation in a minute. Especially, like, I had this issue with the Homecoming Spider-Man. I thought it was just because they might have changed the figure's buck underneath. But this one itself, there's a lot of space in that crotch area. Again, same issue with the Homecoming Spider-Man where it really bunches up down there. Like, the figure itself stops. Like, I know this is ridiculous, but, like, I can put... See, that's where the figure stops, and there's all that fabric underneath. So it really makes it look very baggy in this area. Probably a couple more stitches up, maybe like if it would have started here. People might complain, well, that will inhibit articulation. I'm not sure. I'm not the one that's testing these, but this looks kind of ridiculous to me. That looks kind of silly. All right, let's go over articulation. We'll start at the top. You got the head, you got the neck, you got the shoulders. Double jointed elbow, from what I can feel and tell. Like, it's hard to tell because of this fabric here. But it definitely feels like it's a double jointed elbow. It is. There's an ab. You got your wrist. I almost forgot about the wrist. You got your hip. Got your waist. This is a separate piece. There's an undershirt to it that's all connected. So basically this piece here goes all the way down and is stitched under here because I was trying to pull up his pants. I know it sounds ridiculous, but I was trying to pull his pants up to get his crotch to be a little bit less short, but I can't do it because of what's going on up there. Anyway, you got your hip, you got double jointed knee, you got your boot cut, and you got your ankle. So he has good articulation. That's a positive. So yeah, so I couldn't fix that without going crazy with the figure, and that's not really my not my forte. Let's bring this camera down a little bit. Keep him full in camera. Like gotcha. All right, let's pick him up. So we go over his accessories, which is a little surprising to me, but we'll get to that in a second. Okay. Oh. Okay, moving cameras. All right, first accessory is we get a second head. So this one is okay. It's just a more of a girl face. Once again, same thing. Love the helm, love the cowl. Mouth and face wise, not so much. This one looks a little bit more 5 o'clock shadowy, so not as much baby face, but still overall. Not so great in my opinion. All right, so next we get the hands. We get the 2 fist hands that that 99% of the figures come with. You get the 2 trigger finger, open fingers, I guess. Yeah. And then you get 2 mostly closed hands for the only accessory he comes with is the billy club, which comes in 2 parts. It's nicely detailed, but I can remember that the original Daredevil came with one that came with the extending toe line, or whatever you want to call it, the cable, that you could wrap around and make it look like he's throwing it. This one only comes with the one billy club that fits into the side of his leg. I was really looking forward to this figure, to be honest. So maybe I'm being a little bit more harder on it because I wasn't a big fan of the first Daredevil figure. I wasn't. Oh, that's what I should point out. I should point out. Good old times. Let me point out something here once I get this billy club in. There we go. Okay. My big thing is transition between fabric and plastic, which there's a lot of fabric on this figure. It's all fabric. The only thing that's really plastic are the boots, the hands, the neck, and the head. Everything else is fabric, which is awesome because that's really what they're known for, is their fabric plastic mixture. Typically, which is my problem with the first Daredevil, was the costume and then the neck and the head wasn't seamless. You could tell like there was a big variance to the two. So this one fits perfectly. Regardless of what the head sculpt looks like, the neck into the body was done phenomenally. That works perfectly. That black neck, red body, red collar all the way around it, that works. So that is 100% positive in my book for the transition between fabric and plastic. When it works seamlessly, it comes across really, really nicely. Had they fixed this area here, and they had done maybe a different head sculpt or a better head sculpt, I think overall this figure will be more popular than what it seems like it's been first received as. But also, it seems like they went very skimpy on the accessories, which is kind of surprising. Like, giving them something. I would have to rewatch the show to see what you could give him that he could have. But I am sure you could have given him like a different version of the billy club, like I said with the toe line, because I know he used it in the series. So they could have given you a second one of that. I know they only gave you 6 different hands, and the price point was the same as pretty much like Batman. So Batman, you get like a slew of accessories. This guy, you get a couple pair of hands and 1 set of billy club. They could have given you a little bit more, something to make him worth the price. So is he worth the price? Not so much in my book. I think he's worth about maybe $20 cheaper than that, maybe around $65. He goes for $80. His retail is $80, so to me he's about a $65 figure due to the fact that he has less accessories. The face sculpt isn't so great. Am I going to keep him? I'm going to keep him because I need a Daredevil, and I wasn't a fan of the first one, the comic version. So I like this one enough to keep him on my shelf. Is he one of my favorites? Probably not. Is he going to be closer to the bottom of like rating if I were to say pick out my favorites? He is not going to be in there. So take it as you will. It's a definite miss on the face. I think that's what's really throwing everything else off. I think everything else would be more forgivable if the face was a little bit better. That, I don't know, the sculpting on the face. If that's what Charlie Cox, that's the actor who plays Daredevil. If that's what he looked like in the costume, change it. Make it look thinner or something, because that face does not work for me. It looks a little, just like I said, a little bit puffy, like he's swollen, like he's allergic to something that he ate. But to each their own. If you're happy with it, that's fantastic, and he'll probably be easy to find because I don't think that he's being received very well. But that you take what you can get, and sometimes they're not always perfect. So this is one of them. Over time, people might get happier with them. I know there's a lot of people out there that make custom heads, and lots of people are always customizing figures. So there might be one of those things where, like, if you go out and buy a second head, like a third, somebody else like created a head, you buy one of them, and then all of a sudden you are absolutely in love with this figure. That could happen easily, and I could see that. But as it stands right now, he's an easy pass for probably everybody. That's unfortunate, but them's the breaks. You know, they're not all going to be amazing. And if they all were amazing, somebody's got to come in at the end. And unfortunately, this is Daredevil's time to fit that build. So hopefully the next figure that comes out from Mezco will be better, but we'll see. All right, I'm out, guys. See ya.